This is hilarious. My head's blocking the view. I'm the view. Okay. But I wanted the mountains. Oh, gosh. Got a little sleepy head. Very sleepy. Okay. We're on to something tricky. Where's my production team? I can go get my sunnies. I can't tell if that's pretty. Why is this so hard? Bloopers. Oh, okay. We need a healthy shadow. Like shade. There is a giant wasp. This is going to be the episode. Me trying to figure out where to record the episode. Do we do it? There's a stick in my... I'm going to keep some of this in. This is so silly. I think this is fine. Didn't we start here? I let go and it came back to me. True love. Okay. What do you guys think? I wish you were here to tell me. Hard work. I'm like, what if I go... Because it's so pretty. I don't know how to cap... I mean, this is gorgeous, too. The hair is crazy. Beautiful. Crazy. Beautiful. Last time, I just want to try one more. Like, if we go that... Ooh, wait. What? Did we do this one yet? This. It was chaotic, too. The other one's pretty, but less chaotic is, I think, better. At least for me, because I was getting distracted by all the things. All right. Shall we? Oh, we already started. I can't even test the mic. Well, we can combine it. This took 11 minutes. Thank you. Let's try. Morning. I'm Jordan Blizzard Planet. Welcome to Greece. Imagine this. A world made of peanut butter. I call it Planit Butter. My world where I hopefully inspire you to take fun seriously by being Intucentric, leading with your intuition while prioritizing self-control and self-expression in the best interest of all. Every episode is designed to provoke consciousness through entertaining perspectives and applied philosophy. Each week, we explore new ways of applying Planit Butter's critical and creative thinking lens to modern society. Expect societal reflections, perspective dancing, story time, and guest episodes where we visit other worlds. Thanks for joining our 84th episode, where we'll continue to relate Planit Butter's philosophy to Earth's current society. Some of what we'll chat about today includes doing it anyway energy, a note on logistics and action, a perspective dance with don't get ahead of yourself, learning things the easy way, discover versus stumble, unknowing yet conscious actions, self-forgiveness, my instinctual response to a shooting star, and why there are no options, only alignment. and much more. As always, email me any questions you have about your world or Planit Butter's life approach. myplanettoyours@gmail.com. All right. Doing it anyway energy. Basically, just do anything, no matter what, in terms of what feels in alignment with you. And how do we know what feels in alignment with ourselves? The 3 core methods: boundaries, confidence, alignment. We ask ourselves in any and every situation, what are my boundaries? So we clarify our boundaries. Then we respect those boundaries. And when we respect our boundaries, we embody more confidence. And in doing that, we experience alignment. So do what is aligned regardless of perceived circumstances, that's pretty much it. I feel like circumstances are the biggest thing that gets in people's ways. Perceived circumstances is what I think gets in people's ways. That's why we perspective dance. That's why we do it anyway. And we trust ourselves and the universe. It's riskadence. Riskadence means having the utmost confidence in one's abilities in uncertainty. So when something is aligned, when anything is uncertain and it's aligned, we can more trust ourselves and the universe to take the action anyway, do it anyway, because our circumstances don't need to dictate action. Logistics align with our actions. Alignment does not follow logistics. Logistics follows alignment. That's why our intuition is commonly perceived as illogical by people who are stuck in egocentric thinking, which is the societally conditioned mind. The Intucentric mind is the aware, societally conditioned mind. So that mind is like, I understand this seems illogical because of the societal conditioning that I've been conditioned with. However, I know better because I'm Intucentric, so I recognize that we are part of this big, grand, amazing, magical universe that we can't box into logistics, because the logistics will reveal itself through the magic of my action, regardless of those perceived circumstances. You guys with me? Basically, intuition, we receive it. It seems like, whoa, that seems crazy. And then you go, I'm going to do it anyway. And then the magic of the uni, logistics, follow to support you doing it anyway. Clarity, action, logistical magic. The how is revealed. The what is what we commit to when you have the clarity on your boundaries. See? Let me know if you have any questions. Now, a perspective dance with don't get ahead of yourself. Really, I'm just wondering, why not? Why not get ahead of yourself? Keep up, you know? Now, learning things the easy way. We can learn the easy way. It's called listening to your intuition. Something I strongly believe is that, well, society says lessons will repeat. What is it? Lessons repeat until you learn them, something like that. Basically, on Planit Butter, we say lessons repeat until we listen to our intuition. Because I believe at the root of every lesson is our intuition and a reason to have listened to it. Because it's, you know those moments where you do something and you're like, I knew I should have done blah, blah, blah. It's because your intuition told you in the first place. You overrided it with your logical, egotistic mind. At the root of every lesson is our intuition. So if we just practice listening to our intuition more quickly, I believe we would learn things the easy way. It doesn't mean that we don't need to learn things the hard way sometimes, maybe even often. Yet, I theorize that if we did practice listening to our intuition more quickly, it would be the easy way. Full circle. All right. Next, a perspective dance with stupid. What if stupid is actually short for stupendous, so it's actually a compliment? Ba-dum-tsh. Damn, lots of little baby bullets today. Because I've been working crazy working. I mean, I always work my little booty off, but this has been intense. I'm very excited because I've done all the formatting, and I've done every ounce of every the filthiest details have gone in to my book, Intucentric, Your Healthy Ego. It's insane, the level of detail. The colors, the formatting, the layout, the words. Like, it probably sounds funny out loud. It sounds kind of funny out loud to me, at least. But I know what has gone into it, so it blows my mind. Right. I was on the phone with my cousin the other day, and he tells me how during the Spanish flu some many years ago, there were these studies that said people who had more sunlight healed faster versus people in the hospital. Guys, this is just another one of those things where I'm like, why the fuck do we need scientific studies to prove that sunlight, the thing that gives us life, is going to heal us more quickly than being locked inside of a building made of probably what do you guys make buildings out of, you people? Cement. So yeah, obviously being in sunlight is going to make you feel better faster than being inside of a cement block with no windows and fake light with other sick people. Who paid for these research studies and who got paid for them? I would really love to know. Like, what the fuck, society? It's so crazy. It's so crazy. That's the most egocentric shit I've ever heard in my life. A scientific study about sunlight making you feel better versus being inside of a cage. That's all a hospital really is. It's like a cage with a lot of things that are supposed to make you feel better, but you can't even like get natural sunlight that gives us life in the first place. Like, it's so fucked up. I keep cursing, sorry. I'm just floored. I was like, that's not a study. That's not a study. That's not a study. That should not be a study. I can't, like, what do we spend our time on, guys? Just, what? It hurts my brain. It really does. Okay, moving on. Discover versus stumble. I just wanted to toy with this out loud because think about it. When you stumble upon something, it's similar to discovering it. And there's also always nuances. So I'm like, is a discovery possibly have more specific intentions, while a stumble is perceivably accidental? And I put that in quotes because I don't believe in accidents or coincidences. So, discovery, I don't know. But I think too, when I say if I do stumble upon something, I am also discovering it for myself. That's the thing too. I might have talked about this before. This makes me think about like Christopher Columbus, people say, like, he didn't discover America. And it's like, well, he did. He wasn't the first because other people lived there first. But he didn't not discover it for himself and his people. Like, being a pioneer is being the first to do something, but being a discoverer of something doesn't make you the first. You just discovered it. Like, when you discover pizza as a kid, you're not the first to discover it, but it's like you found it for you. Everyone just needs to cut each other a break, I think. We're all discoverers. We're not all pioneers, but we're all discoverers. And we're all stumblers. I highly encourage you to smoke some. Can I encourage? I don't know. Okay. Consider it. All right. Now this one's important. Unknowingly, yet consciously. We are unknowing, yet consciously creating our desired future when we're practicing being Intucentric. Unknowing, yet consciously. Meaning, as always, we don't know how, and we don't know the results of what, but we know the what in the present moment, which makes it conscious because we're consciously choosing to commit to our individual what. And that commitment unknowingly creates those results and the hows, similarly to what I talked about at the top. Taking that aligned action creates the logistics to back it. However, if we are not doing that and we are just unconsciously living, then we are unknowingly yet unconsciously creating our probably undesired future. So the more conscious we become, the more we can unknowingly create our desired future. Meaning, the best life for us will be the result of acting in alignment with our best interest, prioritizing self-control and self-expression. It's inevitable. So it makes the unknown exciting. It makes our future exciting. We stay in a grateful, present mind. We commit to ourselves, our clarification of our boundaries, respecting those boundaries, showing up more confidently in doing so, and therefore experiencing alignment. And taking those aligned actions further, allowing the magical logistics to support us because we trust ourselves and the universe as we take the actions that are conscious, and we don't know the amazing magical results of them. We just know that that's the only possible outcome because we've taken the conscious actions in support of ourselves. Ta-da! And honestly, that's what happened with my book. I have been writing, so obviously it's a culmination of my entire life's existence. However, having conceptualized Planit Butter about 6 years ago, we can say I've been working on this book for 29 years. Then we can also say I've been working on this book for 6 years. And then we can also say that really I only used the last year and a half of my writings, because as I was writing those articles for a year and a half, 2 years maybe, I was unknowingly writing my book, but consciously performing an aligned action. So I was unknowingly yet consciously creating what became this magical book. And we don't even know the full results of this book yet. I personally know it's absolutely stupendous, if you will. You guys haven't received it yet. So we don't know the amazing impact it's going to have yet. And I think that's really cool. All right. Next, conditional thinking. An example of it. When we say first this, then that. That becomes limited thinking. it becomes a projection of an illusion of control, a lack of trust, and deflection of divinity. Stick with me on this. If time is not linear, which it's not, then declaring something, this, then that, is declaring, is this a word? If not, it's a Blizzard's Dictionary word now. Then it's declaring linearity, which declares limitation, which results in limited thinking and limited actions and limited energetics around the way we show up in the world. So if we walk around saying, no, this needs to happen and then that can happen, you're literally like taking magic away from yourself. Think about that. Okay. Well, this is a fun one. So I came up with this phrase, intuitive slips, a playful, natural, effortless surfacing of a live truth without mental planning. Meaning you say something and you're like, I don't know where that came from, that kind of thing. Similar to a Freudian slip, except the Freudian slip is traditionally linked to unconscious and repressed material from your subconscious mind. That's an egocentric type of slip. I mean, it can become an intucentric one if you take the appropriate actions in response to it. However, it's coming from your societally conditioned mind, your subconscious and societally conditioned mind, because it's the unaware societally conditioned mind. You see, the intuitive slip is the aware societally conditioned mind. So when you've transcended enough and you've connected enough, and I don't know what enough is, it depends per person, but there's a certain degree of connection to our intuition, I believe, I theorize, that creates this intuitive slip, meaning you can just naturally say something as a result of your intuitive knowing, and it's a truth of your intuitive knowing, but your prior experience actually doesn't fuel this knowing. What fuels the knowing is maybe it's the future experience, that because time isn't linear, so maybe your like future self, who we've been talking about a few times recently, is like telling you something and then you just kind of say it. That one's a little far out. Just a theory, guys. We're just having fun. We're just talking through some stuff. Email me, myplanettoyours@gmail.com. Let's talk about it. Now, I was playing with also daydreams versus visualization versus memory. So it's tricky because daydreams and visualizations, I wonder if I'm just wondering about this. I did not do research because I really just wanted to play. So I've talked about this before too, guys. We need to give ourselves the gift of wonder. Everything is kind of at our fingertips in terms of research, right? We can just ask ChatGPT or Google or whatever, like anything, any second of the day, and get an answer in like milliseconds. So just give yourself the gift of wonder sometimes. We don't need to be right. We don't need to necessarily even know. Just play. So daydreams versus visualization versus memory. So I guess, though, I did talk about the new manifestation technique of the I Remember When technique a few episodes ago. And it's a combination of Neville Goddard and Brian Scott. And the difference of visualization and memory is which part of the brain we're activating. So visualization activates the prefrontal cortex, while the memory activates the hippocampus. The hippocampus treats things as true because it's as if it already happened. So somehow the brain processes it as truth, while a visualization means it didn't happen yet, and it's in the prefrontal cortex, which has a more of a skeptical view of information that is activating that area of the brain. Critical thinking. So if we have a critical thinking mind, well, that's an interesting one then. Critical thinking mind naturally in response to visualization, then actually it would be wise to also practice having a critical thinking mind in response to our memories as well, unless we're intentionally creating the idea of a memory for the sake of this manifestation technique. Because a critical thinking mind in response to our memories can actually serve us in our evolution and clarification of our boundaries, for example. And so that's an interesting take. And then it gets me thinking that if we're critical thinking in response to our visualizations, then, and it casts doubt, critical thinking is not intended to cast doubt. Critical thinking is intended to enhance ability to play with different perspectives. And with our memories, by practicing critical thinking, we can toy with our perspectives and respond accordingly so that we have clarity around the way we do perceive our previous life experiences. Also, I remember reading at one point that any of our memories are just memories of the most recent time we last remembered the memory, which is crazy. So that's interesting too to me. I don't know how this all connects yet. We'll keep playing. And then we got the daydreams. So daydreams and visualization, because I feel like visualization is typically related to a new experience, while daydreams, I think, can be equal parts new experiences and memories. Because I know when I'm daydreaming, sometimes I'm thinking about like a fond memory or something. And it's a mix of new experiences. But I've personally been practicing that I remember when technique because I think it clicked for me. So I like to do things that make sense to me. So I don't. But daydreaming, I think daydreaming just kind of happens on its own because then it's a culmination of ideas. It's ideas, new experiences, memories. Daydreams are tricky because it's also, it's a little bit, I mean, there's a lot of similarity to your sleeping dreams, but we're awake. But you're letting your mind kind of wander in the same realm. I don't know. But there's nothing to know. That's kind of the point. Thanks for wondering with me. Now, just a little question. Do you forgive yourself quickly? And I mean in the tiniest of ways, because the way we do one thing is the way we do everything. So if you, like, spill some milk, and I don't know why I went with milk, but now I'm thinking about that movie Big Daddy, when he spills the milk and they clean it up with newspaper. Or is that when he pees in the bed and then he puts newspaper down? Something like that. So cute. So, yeah, do you forgive yourself quickly? Like, do you get mad at yourself when you do something that's not worth, like, nothing's worth really getting mad at yourself? I mean, sometimes it's good to get mad at yourself, and I think I've talked about this before, because it's like, kick your butt into action. It's kind of like, what did I say before, too? It's like, get ahead of yourself. Keep up. So get a little mad at yourself. Take action. Change it. And also forgive yourself quickly. Get mad, forgive quickly. Also, don't get mad at spilled milk. Okay. A note on isolated workouts. Guys, I was doing my calibrations, and I personally believe in rotational movement. And so integrating every single part of my body at the same time and moving rotationally, because that's how the human body was designed to move, and we're on this rotating earth. We all rotate, you see? So to do an isolated workout, it's like driving a car and only pressing on and off the gas. That means no hands on the wheel, no hand on the, whatever that thing is called. I forget. The gear shift. Just pressing on and off gas. Like, do you hear how dumb that is? You're not driving the whole car. So what is doing a workout like that going to do for you? Not much. And while you can do bicep curls while still using rotational movement, most people are not doing that. Most people are doing the isolated movement. You're driving a car without your hands on the wheel or the gear shift. You're pressing on and off the gas. Very unproductive. Consider it. Next. Okay, yeah, this was so cool. So I saw a shooting star the other night, and you know how they say, like, you make a wish on a shooting star? I was so overwhelmed with joy. I'm just always so excited no matter what. So I see the shooting star and I get so excited. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then afterwards I was like, oh my God, you're so cute that you just said thank you to the shooting star. Instead of asking for something, I said thank you. Do you see that, guys? And then I had the awareness that I did that to then share it with you. So much goodness. Really, though, consider just saying thank you when you guys see a shooting star, because we are witnessing magic. Why are we asking for shit when we could just appreciate the magic that we're witnessing? It is pretty crazy, actually. It's very egocentric to make a wish on a shooting star. I just decided. Just fucking say thank you. Be grateful for the magic you're witnessing. Why do you need to receive something? You received the shooting star. Don't be greedy. So cute. Lastly, an article snippet from the Planit Butter publication, weekly from my Planet to Yours articles. This one, I did not write down the date. Go find it. First week of July, 2025. So when we consider that there are no options, only alignment, we sooner take responsibility for ourselves. When we move in alignment, we're forced and invited to meet new layers of ourselves. When we limit the idea of options, we more easily attune to alignment, resulting in more easily being decisive. When it's aligned, you'll feel excited. When it's not aligned, you'll feel Or there's also the possibility you'll feel this is easy, or it works, or it's convenient. But that is not Intucentric. Here's the nuance. While alignment is flow and therefore ease, alignment is not easy. It is challenging. When we're in alignment, the decision will be easy, but the work, the resulting responsibility, will be equal parts challenging and exciting. When we are not in alignment, this feeling of ease and it works and it's convenient becomes a lack of responsibility. It is a convenient option. It's also likely not a fuck yes type of decision. Marinate on that. Ta-da! We did it again. Email me any questions you have about your world or Planit Butter's philosophy. I'll answer on the show if you want. myplanettoyours@gmail.com. Thanks for visiting Planit Butter, my world made of peanut butter, where I hopefully inspire you to take fun seriously by being Intucentric, leading with your intuition, prioritizing self-control and self-expression in the best interest of all. Stick with me. I'll keep showing you how. It's not easy, but we can choose to make it fun. From my planet to yours, Jordan, Blizzard, Planet. See you Thursday.